Okay. Welcome to News for Marks. Set out a little bit of let's see if we can throw up a share for anyone that wants to come hang out for a few minutes. On the Discord. Join the motherfucking Discord. We had some fun chats last night in the voice channels about all sorts of interesting things. But let's get started. Okay, so I've got some fun stuff to watch for the news today. This first thing is a CNN article. I think it happened over the weekend or maybe Friday. I don't know dates. Let me see the dates. That doesn't. Okay, today's the 8th. It was the 3rd, I think. And this was with Governor Cuomo, not Grandma Killer Cuomo, the hot Cuomo, the brother, not Nipples Cuomo, the Hollywood Cuomo, with a CNN anchor, and it is some fire. They dropped some fire. You guys want to see this shit? Let's see. Watch this.
That the vaccine is the ticket back to pre-pandemic life. And the window to do that is really narrowing. I mean, you were mentioning, Chris, about how all these states are reopening. They're reopening at 100%. And we have a very narrow window to tie reopening policy to vaccination status. Because otherwise, if everything is reopened, then what's the carrot going to be? How are we going to incentivize people to actually get the vaccine? So that's why I think the CDC and the Biden administration needs to come out a lot bolder and say, if you're vaccinated, you can do all these things. Here are all these freedoms that you have. Because otherwise, people are going to go out and enjoy these freedoms anyway.
That's exactly right. That's exactly what they'll do. So you see there, I don't know if any of you people are unaware, but
this is a bad.
Freedoms are, I don't know. You might be some of my people might be from like the old school, where you thought that like these things inalienable rights that they call them, inalienable rights, that these were like things that were like granted to you as like a citizen in the United States here. But to the CNN anchor, with while discussing with Governor Cuomo, what freedoms are things that you dangle on a carrot in order to coerce people into doing what you want. These are things you give people, reward people with. And in that analogy, you're not the person riding the donkey. You're the donkey. They're, I guess, the person on the donkey. So I imagine that made people even in CNN very uncomfortable, because what the fuck? But inalienable rights, are not at all what anybody. Oh my God, Barry Wood is there. Oh my God, and there's a penis. Okay, Barry, get in there. Oh, look at that. Yeah, inalienable rights. That's a fake. That's not a real thing. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to. You wouldn't go to prison and then as a felon and then come out and not be able to vote, or you wouldn't be able to not drive. Like these idea that. These are privileges, because you can't take away an inalienable right. An inalienable actually means something. Inalienable. Let's see. This is important for people to understand. Barry's going to be there. Okay? Inalienable. Unable to be taken away from or given away by the possessor. Freedom of religion, the most inalienable of all human rights. Okay. So when people say like these are my God-given inalienable rights, if they've ever been used above your head, or if there's a possibility of them being taken away, then they're not. They're privileges. And let's just get that out of the way for anyone that wasn't sure. So anytime anyone ever brings that stuff up to you, you can just point that out to them, that the reality is you don't know what the word inalienable means. And that's fine, but it helps not to trigger or be triggered if you actually understand that kind of stuff. When people are talking, a lot of people get emotionally affected when something, supposed inalienable right gets taken away, but that's not a real thing. So don't let that affect you. Just know that it's horseshit. And if somebody brings it up, they're being a mark. Only a mark quotes inalienable rights as a real thing. Because what inalienable rights are? Carrots to dangle in front of you. You hear what she said at the end too? She's like, if we don't do it, then people are going to go out and start enjoying their lives like they've been doing without us being able to get something out of it. That's right. Here's something that was interesting. Hilarious, rather. Look at this. The CDC, this is all over the CDC website, by the way. They're using the NPC meme as on their commie infographics. And it's supposed to show an immune response of a fever and showing you that it's normal. You may have some side effects. This is a normal sign. So this is like a positive thing. So then now you associate pain and discomfort with good things. So that's like if it's real, it's unfortunate anyway. What I was thinking about though, when it comes to this stuff is, some people, it's really going to solidify your like feeling towards the state. If you're going through the pain through a vaccine, you have to get vaccinated, and you have the immune response, and you are looking forward to the uncomfortable side effects or the effects. Someone very smart I know once said, "There's no such thing as side effects; they're just effects." I was like, "Oh yeah, that's true." Because side effects is like, that's rhetoric. That implies that like it's just something off to the side, that's just off to the side. It's just an effect. It's like things happen, and then something else happens. It's not things happen, and then off to the side there's a little thing. It's just there are things that happen. So side effects, that's rhetoric. That's carny lingo. Don't fall for it. But what I thought was funny about this is that it's supposed to be showing an immune response. Oh, sorry, to my other point. So some people are going to be receiving these symptoms, and it's going to solidify because it's like a trauma thing where like if you feel the pain, you're going to be like, yes to the state because, or whatever entity, because you're going through like a traumatic experience of like, just trying to maintain your health or like your comfortability. And then someone else who's forced to get it, if they go through pain, they're going to be like really pissed off, and it's going to, because they're being really pissed off and resentful of the pain and uncomfortable situation they're in, it's going to like solidify their opinions against the state in that moment. That's kind of like how a version of mind control kind of works when it involves trauma. Is like those are very important moments. So that'll be interesting. I don't think that there's anybody that is against the state and against the vaccine who's going to be forced to get the vaccine who all of a sudden is going to be like pro-state because of it. But it's going to like be more intense because of the traumatic experience, which is interesting. What else do we have? Oh, this was interesting too. Okay. We got, look at this. Guide to COVID-19 Vaccine Communications, a practitioner's guide to the principles of COVID-19 vaccination communication. So this is like a PR thing and like how to discuss have uncomfortable conversations. But real quick, and I'm going to get out of here because I don't have much time. Let's go to page 14. Look at this. I think we need to avoid the trap of thinking that information or knowledge is enough, because a lot of the people, and when you look at hesitancy and parental vaccine hesitancy in the U.S., the group who is most likely to purposefully choose not to vaccinate are highly educated. In speaking with them, these people who have read the primary literature themselves, and they're correctly interpreting it, so it's not a misunderstanding. They have the concern that go beyond the traditional public health message of this is what you should be doing. This is a PhD associate professor of anthropology from Texas State U. So at least that's an acknowledgement. So that's like, okay, and then it goes on, like, how do we deal with those people then? So like this guy's like, wouldn't you regret if you did not get the vaccine? Anyway, I think I actually have to go early today. I got some